What's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 8:01 a.m. Wednesday morning, October the 23rd, 2024, year of our Lord. And it's a beautiful day, but yet it's a foggy morning. It's crystal clear up top, but a lot of fog on the ground, man. A lot of fog. Anyway, guys, I want to holler at y'all for a minute, man. Yesterday, I want to say it was yard number 2 yesterday. I was mulching up leaves and pretty much giving them the final cut of the year. Their grass just isn't growing. I'm basically just mulching leaves right now. But, man, I was mulching this yard, the leaves up in this yard. And when I mulch leaves, what I typically do is I'll blow everything off of the road in front of their house into the yard, off of the sidewalks, off of the driveways, out of the beds, and into the yard and mulch it up. And it might take 15 to 20 extra minutes. At the most. It doesn't take much time at all. But, and yes, if you're wondering, I do charge extra. I mean, you've got to, man, because it takes extra time. But as long as I'm making a profit, as long as I'm under my hourly rate, I guess I should say, if I'm doing something that's going to take me, that typically takes me 30 minutes, but I'm charging for an hour, I won't raise the price. But if it's going to take me longer than an hour, yes, I will raise the price. But, and that's a given, guys. I hope you guys are doing the same. You got to, man. If not, you're going to go out of business. You're going to lose money. If you keep losing money, you will go out of business, is what I should say. You're not gonna go out of business because you lost money once or twice. But anyways, that's a rabbit trail. I shouldn't even have went down that. But I typically blow everything off of the roads and driveways and beds into the yard. That way I can get to it with a mower and mulch it up. And when I'm done, there's very little blowing left to do. Because when I am mulching it up, I have the chute blocker closed the entire time. But I'm not facing the chute blocker towards any kind of hardscape or softscape surfaces. But there is a little bit of cleanup. Sometimes it's tire tracks, sometimes it's just where there's blowout from the deck or whatever it may be. But it's not much. And when I get done mulching leaves, I'm not exaggerating. Truthfully, it looks like there was never any leaves on the property. And I was at this house yesterday and took care of all of it, and I had just got done blowing the property off when I was finished and was getting ready to get in my truck, and the neighbor of that property stopped me and said, "Hey." And I looked back, and they said, "Tank, right?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "How much would you charge me to do my yard?" She said, I want somebody to come out year round. She said, and I want it to be set up where I can pay monthly. And I told her, I told y'all my new minimum moving forward, starting in 2025. Well, we're at the end of the season, so I'm starting with the 2025 prices now. And I told her what my new minimum was. And it is high, but it's set up to where the customer does not have to do anything in their yard. They don't even have to pick up a stick unless it's an emergency and it's in between services, like something with this hurricane that we just had about a month ago. But gave her the price, and she said, "Wow, that's expensive." And then I explained to her, I said, "Yeah," I said, "but the goal is for you to not have to touch anything." I said, that is the minimum. I said, it's a bi-weekly service. I said, if you want weekly, I said, I can look at it. I said, the price won't be much more. I said, but if you do want weekly, I said, that's something I can go with. She said, let me talk to my husband. And typically, when somebody tells me I've either A, I'm waiting on other quotes, or B, let me talk to my spouse. When somebody says that, that's typically for me. That means the answer is most likely going to be no. But in this case here, she actually called me. She got a business card from me and called me. And she said, "Hey, listen, I talked to my husband, and you do such a good job. She said, the price is high. She said, but after talking to my husband, she said, I don't know what it is with you men, but, and this was her words, not mine. She said, I don't know what it is with you men. She said, but you guys don't mind paying a little extra if the job is going to be done correctly. And doesn't mind paying a little extra if it's consistent and I don't have to call you. She said, now, do you schedule service, or is it a situation where I'll have to call you? I said, no, ma'am. I said, you will never have to call me. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm the one that typically sends out an email or a text the night before reminding you that I am coming the next day to make sure all gates are unlocked and all toys are out of the yard and all hoses and everything. Make sure there's no unnormal obstacles in the way. And she said, wow. She said, that's amazing. She said, I've had 2 lawn services since I've been here. And she said, nobody's ever done that. She said, that's very professional. She said, I'll tell you what, when can you start? I said, I can start 2 weeks from today. And she said, that's perfect. She said, because my last guy just came and we are extremely unhappy. She said, he mulched up my leaves, but he did not blow anything out of the beds, anything out of the road. And she said, I'm not worried about the beds as much. She said, I don't worry about the beds because leaves and pine straw typically stay in the beds. She said, but the thing that bothers me is they don't blow anything out of the road into the yard and mulch it up. She said the problem with that is every time a car comes down the road, they could have just left 5 minutes ago, but if a car comes down the road, it looks like they were never here because it blows all those leaves and all that debris into my yard. And I've said something to them about it multiple times, but they just, I don't know, they just don't get the picture, I guess. And I said, yeah, I said, we blow everything out of the beds, out of the driveways, and out of your, out of the road, and we try to get all the leaves that are on the ground. If there's any leaves on the ground within 10 feet of your property, unless it's something that's being blocked by a fence or something like that, we try to get it up at the moment. And I told her, I said, there is going to be circumstances where we might leave and 5 or 10 minutes later might have a gust of wind that blows dead leaves out of the trees. I said, something like that. I said, we're not going to sit here and take blowers and blow leaves out of your trees. I said, if that's what you're looking for, we're not the company for you. I said, but we're going to make your property as clean as we can possibly make it with the tools we have. And she said, that sounds like a winner to me. She said, go ahead and put me on the schedule, and I will be your customer moving forward, starting in 2 weeks. And she said, I will reach out to my current company and let them know that I no longer need their services. And she said, I really appreciate you taking me on at such a late notice. So that's the 5th one I picked up in 2 weeks, guys. And it just goes to show you, if you do good work, your neighbors of your customers are watching. They really are. They notice. And a lot of people think that you have to have a website, or you have to have Google, you have to have door hangers. Look, guys, if you're starting out, I'm not going to say Google, because Google and Facebook are scot-free, man. You ain't got to pay a dime for that. But the door hangers, the wraps on your trucks, the what else? The websites and all that. If you're just starting out, you most likely don't have the funds for all that. So just do good work, man. Take before and after pictures, put it on your Google profile, put it on Facebook, and just do good work, man, because people's neighbors, they really are watching. And also, not to mention the fact, if your customers have little events at their house, whether it be get-togethers and shindigs or anything like that for Christmas or Thanksgiving, people notice. They're like, wow, your yard looks amazing. And that's when your customer will speak up and say, yeah, I have Dan's lawn service, and he does an amazing job. He's very professional, and he's very thorough, and he's very meticulous about what he does. He treats my house like it's his. But yeah, just do good work, guys, and it will pay off, I promise you. But yeah, man, when you're mulching leaves in a customer's property, you know, I do leaf removal and mulching up leaves. I charge a lot extra for leaf removal, of course, because it takes longer and you got to pay a dump fee. But when you're doing, whether you're doing leaf removal or mulching up leaves, man, get all the leaves. Get all the leaves off of the roads. You know, go across the street and blow everything off of the road in front of your customer's house. Go 5 to 10 feet over onto your neighbor's property if you can. Blow everything out of the beds, blow everything out of the driveways, and get it up. Because what's going to happen is you're going to blow all these hardscapes off, and guess what? It goes right back into the yard. So blow everything off of your hard surfaces. If it's safe for you to climb up on the roof of a house and blow everything off of a roof, do that as well. And yes, charge extra for that, but do it right, guys. And if you do good work, you will go a long ways in this business. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I've only got 6 on the list today, and I'm basically just mulching leaves all day. There is no grass growing right now, and got 6 on the list. One of them's a monster. It's gonna take me about 2 hours, but the rest of them are fairly easy, man. They're pretty close to my house. I should be done around 3 o'clock today. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I hope the Lord blesses you richly and abundantly. But until the next one, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holler at y'all. Bye.